Think about this for a second. You've got this huge sprawling farm, right? Designed for maybe one crop. Then you've got, say, a city balcony. Maybe a dozen different herbs, flowers, all crammed together.
Completely different worlds.
Exactly. But for ages, we've kind of tried to water them.
Well,
in pretty similar ways.
and the results? Often not great. Either flooded or bone dry.
Right. A mess. But what if? What if every single plant in our, urban jungles could get exactly the water it needs, almost like it knew?
That's a fascinating idea.
It is. And that's the really intriguing problem we're diving into today. We're looking at a pretty novel solution coming out of Israel.
Yeah, it's fascinating because cities, they pose this completely unique irrigation challenge. It's nothing like agriculture, really.
How so?
Well, you're dealing with this patchwork quilt of microclimates. You've got scorching rooftops right next to maybe corners that barely see the sun.
Okay.
Plus all the variations, balconies, vertical gardens, green walls, even indoor green spaces. It's incredibly diverse.
And traditional irrigation, even the drip systems we think of for saving water, they often just don't cut it.
They often fall short, yeah. Even drip systems designed for fields, they weren't really built for this kind of intense variety in such small spaces.
Okay, yeah, I could see that. I mean, trying to use a farm sprinkler on a balcony herb garden, that's obviously, overkill.
Right.
But even with those targeted drip lines, like you said, you might have a thirsty basil plant right next to some kind of drought-loving rosemary. And they're all stuck on the same watering schedule.
Exactly. So you end up with wasted water, you're constantly fiddling with timers, or worse, plants are just struggling, either waterlogged or parched.
And then there's the whole headache of drainage, especially if you're trying to green up indoor spaces.
Yeah.
Or just remembering to water everything by hand. It's a lot.
It really is. And it raises this critical question. How do we bring more green into our cities effectively? Because we need it, right?
Yeah.
For air quality, biodiversity, just our own well-being.
Yeah, absolutely.
But our current tools often aren't quite right for the job. And, well, this is precisely the gap that SoliDrip, an Israeli startup founded back in 2018, is trying to fill.
SoliDrip.
Okay.
And their approach, it sounds quite clever. They've developed something called the SoliDripper.
That's right.
And it's, power-free? No electronics.
Totally power-free. It's a self-contained device that acts as both a soil moisture sensor and a water valve. All mechanical.
Wow. Okay, 2 parts, you said.
Yeah, a 2-part mechanical system. They actually call it a first-of-its-kind artificial root system.
An artificial root system that paints a picture.
It does, doesn't it? It gives you a real sense of what it's trying to achieve. It essentially mimics how a plant's roots work, sensing moisture and drawing up water only when needed.
Okay, so break that down. How does the root part, the sensing part, work?
So the part that goes into the soil, they call it the leg. It uses capillary action, the same force that pulls water up a narrow tube or a straw. It uses that plus a special fibrous material inside a protective sleeve to constantly detect the moisture level right there in the soil around it.
Okay, constantly monitoring. That's the sensing covered. So how does it actually turn the water on and off?
That's the head, the part that sits just above the soil. Inside that head is a hygroscopic material.
Hygro what now?
Hygroscopic. Basically, think of it like a tiny specialized sponge. It expands when it absorbs humidity and it shrinks when it gets dry.
Oh,
And that humidity comes partly from the moisture the leg detects in the soil and partly just from the air evaporating around the plant.
got it.
So as the soil dries out and the air gets less humid, this material shrinks, and that shrinkage mechanically opens a little valve, letting water drip out.
And when there's enough water?
When the soil is moist enough, the material absorbs that humidity, expands, and physically closes the valve again. Simple as that.
So wait, each individual dripper is making its own decision.
Yeah.
Based purely on the conditions right there around it.
Precisely. Minute by minute, based on its own very local conditions. Soil moisture, air humidity. It's truly hyper-local irrigation.
That's a really key difference, isn't it? Not a central timer telling everything what to do.
Exactly. That's the core innovation. Each dripper is autonomous.
And how much area does one cover?
They're designed to cover roughly half a square meter each.
About
5 square feet, give or take.
Okay. And how do they get water?
They connect to a water supply, but it needs to be low pressure, about 1.5 bar.
Which is much lower than a standard tap, right?
Oh yeah, standard taps are usually around 4 to 6 bar. So you use a simple pressure regulator connected to your faucet.
Makes sense.
And they use their own special 6mm pipes, which are apparently designed to stop leaks and prevent those annoying pop-offs you sometimes get.
Right. Okay. So the big benefit then, because each one is independent,
Mm.
is that you can have that thirsty basil right next to the drought-loving rosemary, all on the same water line.
Exactly. And each plant, or at least the soil around each plant, will only get the water it actually needs when it needs it.
No more one-size-fits-all watering schedule that inevitably leaves some plants unhappy.
Precisely. It's on-demand water delivery localized to each specific plant's environment.
That sounds like it would save a lot of water.
It does. The figures suggest SoliDrip can cut water use by up to 60% compared to traditional drip irrigation methods.
60%, wow. In cities where water is often a big concern.
That adds up incredibly quickly. It's a significant saving.
Absolutely. And where can you actually use this stuff? You mentioned balconies, but...
Oh, the applications are really broad. The materials we looked at, especially their brochure, show it off really well. Think green roofs, tackling urban heat islands,
Yeah.
planters everywhere, balconies, patios, courtyards. Vertical gardens are a big one, green walls, even bringing green inside offices, hotels, restaurants. They even show greenery hanging from ceilings.
Ceiling greenery. Okay, that's cool.
Yeah. And urban farming, too. Community gardens, commercial indoor farms. The visuals really drive home how versatile it is. You can integrate it almost anywhere you want plants.
In the maintenance aspect.
Yeah.
It's all mechanical.
That's another huge plus. It's fully mechanical, designed to be durable. There's literally no programming, no computer controls, no apps, no Wi-Fi, no electricity, no batteries.
Huh.
One of their graphics even has a wrench and a hammer crossed out. The idea is install it and it pretty much takes care of itself. Minimal upkeep.
And less risk of things going wrong, electronically speaking.
Exactly. Plus, because it delivers water so precisely, you drastically reduce the risk of runoff, which is a big deal for buildings, especially with green roofs or green walls where excess water can cause structural damage over time.
Okay, that makes sense. So this sounds great. Can I just, pick some up at the hardware store and install it myself?
Interestingly, no. Their approach, at least currently, is to sell and install the systems exclusively through trained landscaping professionals.
Really? Why is that?
Well, it seems they want to ensure it's done right. The process involves, first, a trained pro, assessing the site, and actually planning the layout for optimal results.
Okay.
Then they do the installation, making sure it's discreet and properly connected. And finally, the ongoing support, like warranties or checkups, comes through that professional network.
Okay. So it's more of a professional solution, ensuring quality control and maximizing the benefits, especially for maybe bigger or more complex projects.
That seems to be the idea, making sure it performs as intended right from the start.
Thinking bigger picture then about designing our cities.
Yeah.
How does a technology like this actually change things for, say, architects or urban planners?
Well, this is where it gets really exciting, I think. SoliDrip can genuinely liberate architects and designers.
How so?
Because traditional irrigation often comes with a lot of constraints. You need complex plumbing, drainage systems, access for maintenance. It often limits where and how you can integrate plants.
Right, I can see that.
But because SoliDrip is so localized, so efficient, and needs minimal drainage consideration in many cases, a lot of those constraints just disappear.
So you can put plants in places you couldn't easily before.
Exactly. It allows for a much more seamless, natural integration of greenery into building structures. It really supports that whole idea of biophilic design, strengthening the connection between people and nature within the built environment.
Bringing nature indoors.
Nature indoors without limits, as their materials put it. And it's not just about making things look nice, though it does that too. It's about creating healthier, more human-focused urban spaces.
And there are solid sustainability angles here too, beyond just the water savings.
Oh, absolutely. This directly ticks boxes for ESG criteria, environmental, social, governance.
Wow.
Well, environmentally, massive water savings, reduced runoff, healthier plants contributing to biodiversity and air quality. Socially, it helps create more pleasant, healthier, greener spaces for people to live and work.
Yeah.
Governance-wise, it helps companies and cities meet sustainability targets. It aligns perfectly with using nature-based solutions, helps achieve green building certifications, and, let's be honest, well-maintained green spaces boost property values and make places more desirable.
So it's good for the planet, good for people, and potentially good for the bottom line too.
Pretty much. It's a practical step towards better water security in cities and hits broader environmental goals.
It's kind of fascinating, isn't it? This feels very cutting edge for urban spaces, but its roots are in Israel.
Yeah, a country with this incredible history of irrigation innovation, mainly driven by agriculture in arid conditions.
Right, like drip irrigation itself.
Exactly. So SoliDrip feels like a natural evolution of that expertise, but specifically adapted for the unique challenges of cities, not farms.
And they're taking it global.
They are. They launched internationally in 2022. They're already active in places like Singapore, Germany, Portugal, South Africa. Quite diverse markets.
And what were pros saying? The landscapers and architects actually using it.
The feedback seems really positive. We saw mentions of plants looking healthier, more vibrant, designers talking about having much more creative freedom,
Yeah, that makes sense.
and landscapers appreciating the improved water resilience and, crucially, the reduced hassle. Imagine no more fiddling with timers, replacing batteries, or dealing with constant adjustments. Just healthy plants.
That reliability must be a huge draw.
Indeed. It speaks to that core value, a
Yeah.
dependable, efficient system that just simplifies things and leads to better, greener, more sustainable outcomes.
So when you boil it all down, who really stands to benefit most from this?
That's a good question. I think it's quite broad, actually.
Yeah.
You've got corporate developers maybe aiming to boost their ESG ratings and make their buildings more attractive. Big win there.
Right.
Urban planners, absolutely. They're focused on sustainable infrastructure, climate resilience, expanding those vital green lung areas in cities. This is a tool for them.
Makes sense.
Landscaping professionals, definitely. It offers them a more efficient, reliable solution. Fewer callbacks, less plant mortality, maybe happier clients.
Reduces their headaches too.
For sure. And then architects and interior designers. They get to really push the boundaries of biophilic design, putting green practically anywhere inside or out without those old limitations.
Liberating, like you said.
Yeah. And ultimately, cities as a whole, they become greener, healthier, more sustainable places for everyone. It contributes to that bigger picture.
So really, what SoliDrip offers is this unique mix. Hyper-local intelligence, but low-tech. Autonomous operation, but purely mechanical. All focused on making cities greener, more sustainable, simply by giving each plant, as they say, water on demand, and always the optimal amount.
Precisely. It's a smart solution, but smart in a simple mechanical way, grounded in understanding plants and the tricky realities of city environments.
You know, this whole conversation really gets you thinking, doesn't it?
How's that?
Well, if a challenge like urban irrigation, which seems complex on the surface, can be tackled with such an elegant solution, something that's almost self-aware, but also really resource efficient, no complex digital stuff needed,
Yeah.
it makes you wonder, what other big complex problems in our lives and our cities could be solved, or at least improved, with similarly simple, maybe overlooked, yet really impactful innovations? Are we overcomplicating other things?
That's a great point. It really does highlight the power of sometimes stepping back, looking at the fundamentals, and finding solutions that work with natural processes rather than fighting against them or layering on complex tech unnecessarily.
Food for thought, definitely. Well, if you listening are as intrigued by SoliDrip as we are and want to dig a bit deeper, you can check out their website. It's solidrip.com.
Worth a look.
Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.